Hi, welcome to ADHD TV with me, Jo Richards. Just wanted to continue the series of Under the Hood with a Coach and talk about some life experiences. And I know that I've done a couple of videos to do with the school system as in current day. I'm just going to have a little bit of a rant, I will warn you, about the school system from my experience when I went to, primary school wasn't too bad, but senior school, crikey. And I just didn't get it. I didn't get a lot of things. One of my saviours was I absolutely loved sociology. Funny that. So now, obviously, I'm a coach, and every role I've had throughout my whole career has had a massive coaching element, all to do with people and wanting to help people. But unfortunately, no one recognised that that was a strength. And of course, like the school system is now, you're meant to be a generalist. But we are specialists. We are critical thinkers in a generalist world. We are not supposed to be able to dibble dabble in all of it. And God, the system's so frustrating. I didn't get it. I was struggling with, now I know ADHD. Obviously didn't know that when I was a child. I was finding life really hard. I was finding the school environment really hard. I was finding life at home really hard. And so the combination of all of it, when I got to, it was the 5th year back then, I needed to make some decisions. And my decision was to leave school. And so I left with no exams. I don't think I would have got any exams, to be fair. Maybe in sociology, because that was the only thing I liked. Quite liked PE actually as well. But I think that's just that, obviously with having the massive H in my profile, being combined type, the hyperactivity, to being able to let off steam. I really loved playing volleyball and netball and stuff like that. But I wasn't very good at running or any of the other great sports. I had some really great friends that were just phenomenal sports people. So it wasn't a strength. But sociology, oh gosh, I could have ate that 24 hours a day. But yeah, so I was just now being in school again, but obviously advocating for my children. It's so triggering because I hated it the first time round. If I think about opposition defiance disorder, you can ask me to do anything and I'm there. You tell me and I won't do it. Even if I was going to do it before, I'm not doing it now because I've been told to do it. So, and it's really funny how that's just like a biological reaction that I have. So authority is a problem. Our high sense of justice is a major problem. Being shouted at by adults. I know that I fell asleep where I was just, didn't mean to, but I found English really boring. And the teacher at the time was very monotone, bless him. And I do remember I must have put my head on my arms, and I just remember a board rubber being thrown at my head. And that woke me up. But that's what they did back in the day. So yeah, it was a really, really tough time. And I left feeling like I was stupid. I left, all those negative self-talks. And they still try and trickle in today. Will filled in, can't speak. There's ADHD right there. It filters in, that was the word I was looking for, to present day. Even though I've literally, I know I've said this before, but since I was 18, I just kept thinking it's a mindset problem. And I've just done self-development to 24 hours a day ever since. And it has really, really helped. It does really help me control my DMN when I slip into that and any negative talk that comes in. But that wasn't the problem. It was that I have an interest brain and I wasn't interested in English or maths. Maths I find really, really difficult. And I obviously do have dyslexia and dyscalculia as massive parts of my profile. So there's all of these invisible things going on. And it's time to unpick it all and go, I just need to stay in my zone of genius, because when I'm in that, I'm in flow. And school isn't for everybody. I loved dance. I loved drama. I loved improvisation. These are things that I completely adore. I love research. And so I left with no exam results, but don't worry, once I knew what I wanted to do. So I ended up falling into setting up call centres and things. So I started off as just an office girl and then worked my way up. And I eventually got a degree in management and administration. I then quit everything at 25 and went back and did dance and drama. And again, I've then since then got so many certificates in so many different modalities within coaching, because I loved it and I was interested. So we're not stupid. we just have interest brains, and when we're interested, we can fly, we will thrive. And I just wanted to share that message with anybody that needed to hear it. Hope you're well, and I shall see you in the next video. Take care.